It's Week 14 of the National Football League, and we'll see the lefty, Tua Tagovailoa. After his last game, he's now across 3,000 yards for the season. It's the Dolphins and the Jets, and it's coming up next on Madden Football.
We are pleased as always to be bringing you coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports. Hi, everyone. Brandon Gaudin, Charles Davis. Charles, you look at the Dolphins as they enter play in this one. They come in off a loss last time out, but they've been playing better than 500 ball the last couple months. 5 wins in their last 8 games. Meanwhile, for the visiting Jets, they were winners last time out, so they'll be looking, Charles, to make it 2 in a row.
And what I enjoyed when I watched their game tape and their victory last week is they put it together in every phase. Good offense, good defense, and some key plays on special teams.
Three-quarters of the NFL season are complete. What lurks in our final month? We're underway in Week 14. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. So here come the Jets to take over. Led at quarterback by a man back to full health in season number 20 now, and his second one in New York, and that's Aaron Rodgers.
I remember watching him in college and seeing a guy that you knew had great potential, but I don't know that anyone knew that we would see how he would blossom as an NFL player who will go down as one of the all-time great quarterbacks. Can make every throw from every angle with terrific mobility, and he knows how to win games, always in contention for a championship.
So the completion good for 7 there, and it'll be second down. First carry for the Iowa State man, Breece Hall. And a nice move will yield nothing as he's stopped behind the line. 2 yards the loss, and now they go from 2nd and 2 to a tough 3rd and 4. Now here are the key inactives for this one, Charles, and as you get towards the latter stages of the season, you hope that this is a clean graphic with no names, but well, that's hard to do in the NFL.
Yeah, there's almost no way you think it's going to be like that. It's just a matter of what names are on the list and how you prepare to play without them. Everyone wants to finish strong. Well, the only way to do it, forget the inactive list and focus on the guys who are going to take the field.
So forget the 3 and out. The penalty makes this 1st and 10. Now Rodgers. That one taken in by Corley. You talk about this Miami defense. They're going to need to be strong against the run in this one.
And stopping the run, that's been an issue for them all season long. Aren't you glad that you're not coaching the defense right now?
I'm very glad. They said that they've seen it in doses, but very, very small doses.
Yeah, you've got to be consistent. It's down in and down out, being able to play it, understand what you have to get done, and finally stop some people, put them on the ground.
From the gun, it's Rodgers. Fighting to stay upright. Buying time to his left. And a big loss here as he's taken down. So instead of giving them another 3rd down, they'll decline it, brings up 4.
Now that's smart football right there. You don't even have to really spend a lot of time considering it. Just know that you're probably going to get the ball back. Good job declining that penalty.
It's a 49-yard punt, but subtract 9 there for the return. And it'll be Dolphin football. Well, the Dolphins head out, led by the NFL's leading passer in 2023. Now in his 5th season, Tua Tagovailoa.
Would you say that last week's performance by him, workmanlike in terms of numbers?
1 touchdown, 1 pick, but obviously a loss.
Yeah, and that's the bottom line for him. All he cares about is how do we find a way to win the game. Maybe leans on a few other parts of the offense, and hopefully springs a receiver or 2 free.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Give him 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give him a 1st down. Now Tua on the bootleg here. Throw left side, taken in by Hill. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. 2nd down and 4.
It's a pickup of 6. Brings up 2nd and 4.
Now Tua. Getting this out to the flat, Mostert. And that's going to be another first down as the tackle made at the Jets' 39. They give them 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs.
First and 10 at the 39-yard
In motion, Hill. Now a play fake. Here's Tagovailoa. And this is caught. And he will take it in for a Dolphins touchdown. Tyreek Hill with career touchdown number 94. He ties both Jerome Bettis and Priest Holmes on the all-time list. And the Dolphins are on the board first here this afternoon. Jason Sanders now for the extra point. He hasn't missed an extra point all season, and he won't miss this one either, and it's 7-0. So that drive, 4 plays. And it ends with a touchdown pass to Tyreek Hill. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. The Jets offense led by their running back headed out for the second possession. We show you the NFL leaders in rushing touchdowns. You can see where he's right up there amongst the league's best at finding the end zone. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. Now Hall to start the drive. And they are back to 500 on the year, got the win last weekend, and it's one that kept their playoff hopes alive.
And if you do have those hopes, 500 is not where you want to be at this point of the year. Now, we know they've battled through some rough patches this season, so it now comes down to how they're going to finish. Not out of it. Can't afford any more missteps, though.
And only able to get 2 here. Stopped at the 30. Here's 3rd and 9. To throw is Rodgers. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack.
I thought there at the end he may have had a chance to release that, but that pocket closed a little too quickly and down he went.
Yeah, he was certainly trying to do everything he could to extend the life of the play, probably counting in his head 1, 2, and then he ran out of time.
Here's Thomas Morstead on now to punt it away on 4th down. And this returnable for Hill. That'll be a 47-yard punt, officially 5 on the return. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. They've got a 7-0 lead in the football as well as they start out 1st and 10. Throwing now is Tagovailoa. He finds his target, Beckham. Call it a gain of 3 on the play, and that'll make it 2nd down.
A 3-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 7 at the 44-yard line.
First carry for Raheem Mostert. And a lane slow and materializing there as he'll get maybe a yard up to the 45. 3rd down at 6.
1-yard gain brings up 3rd and 6.
In motion, Hill. Play action. Now it's Tua. The pressure gets there, and Tua is going to be taken down. Jermaine Johnson, he's the culprit, and that is now his 13th sack of the season as his great year continues.
Well, the pass rush has been a real strength of late. They know how to get after the quarterback.
Absolutely. 4 sacks last week. That's their first one here. Anything in particular you've seen from them or on film?
I think that they're winning athletically up front, winning those one-on-one battles, but also when the offensive line wants to keep everyone in and mass protect, they know how to scheme their way back to the quarterback as well.
The Jets offense and Breece Hall headed out onto the field. And he has made his presence felt in the ground game already in this first quarter. They might very well lean on him the rest of the way.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive.
Still in the first half, but this offense has struggled. Haven't really been able to get anything going, not only in the points category, but in the yards category. We'll see if they can do better here on this drive.
Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first. Now Rodgers.
A throw left sideline falls incomplete. But you look at this defense.
They come into this one down at the 27th position in the league, Charles, against the run.
And this group talks all the time about wanting to be better, getting stronger against the run. And to me, it all starts up front. You've got to win the line of scrimmage in order to play against the run very well.
They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up. Shotgun now for Rodgers.
To the sideline and incomplete.
I know this offense was expecting to do big things, but it certainly hasn't turned out that way, at least not through the first 3 drives. They're definitely going to have to put their heads together and start concocting some offense that'll move the ball downfield.
Here's Morstead now as he sends this one away. And he couldn't get it to check up. That kicks all the way into the end zone for a touchback.
The Dolphins ready to take over on offense. No points last time out. They were forced to punt, if you remember, but no time to dwell on that. They've still got the lead here and a chance to add to that here. 1st and 10 as this new drive starts.
And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27.
This defense for the Jets, they were terrific a week ago in the win over Seattle.
And what keyed their victory? The pass rush. Got to the quarterback 6 times for sacks, and plenty of other turbulence in the pocket for him as well. Hard to throw the ball downfield when all you're seeing is opposing jerseys come at you.
Slipped 1 tackle, but no more as he's knocked to the deck behind the line of scrimmage. He lost 4 there, and it's 3rd down.
They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains.
In motion, Hill. Tua sets up to pass it. And the Jets pressure too much as down he goes.
Jermaine Johnson.
Now 2 sacks for him already here in this first quarter of play.
But this defense has to feel good because they've now brought down one of the faster quarterbacks in the game multiple times. That defensive unit, they're letting us all know they get paid too. They're no slouches themselves.
And the punter Bailey on now as he sends this one away.
That's taken it around the 40. That'll go as a 46-yard punt with a return of 7.
And the Jets will take over.
And New York set to take the field. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a 1st down now. Now it's Rodgers.
This completes a Corley.
And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line, tackled there. 1st down yardage on the first play of the drive, 14 yards.
And that play came together really well for them as he found open space, makes the catch, and gets down to the 1-yard line. You know he's kicking himself right now. He thought he had a chance to get a touchdown and put that in his ledger. Instead, his team gets a chance to cash in over these next few plays.
So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. Throwing now is Rodgers.
He completes that to Garrett Wilson.
And he'll be out just a yard or 2 shy of the 30.
Now a 2nd and 2.
Brings up 2nd down at the Dolphins' 31-yard line.
Straight ahead is Hall.
And he's going to get this one down to the 30. He can muster only a yard there, and they'll be left with a 3rd and very short. Rodgers going to throw. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. And that'll bring up 4th down on the big sack with a loss of 5.
So Rodgers will depart, and on is Greg Zuerlein for the Jets field goal.
This will be kicked from the 42. It's a 52-yard attempt. Zuerlein's kick is up and through. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3.
So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
And out come the Dolphins now.
These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
So 5 yards there as one of the big guys up front moved.
And in a 4-3 front, you've got the 2 defensive tackles right near the football. I know there's a lot of movement around there, but they're always taught to have one eye on the football. Apparently, that didn't happen.
That's into the hands of Fortson.
And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. After 7-3 the score on EA Sports. Second quarter from Miami. It's the Dolphins with the football. So in Jet territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line. A quick throw complete out to Beckham. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. That's over 40 yards of movement with those last 2 plays.
That's another Dolphins first down.
In motion, Hill.
First and 10 at the 22-yard line.
Off a play action. Tagovailoa. Now throw right side here, going to be incomplete. The Dolphins at 8-4 now on the year. Now, they were losers last time out, trying to turn things around here in this one.
And it always helps to have a home crowd behind you, giving you encouragement as long as you give them something good to cheer about. So you know they just want to come out and play well for their faithful, and I expect them to do just that.
This throw incomplete, nearly picked off. And with his pedigree, he doesn't drop many of those. But 3rd down coming up. In motion left is Beckham. They fake the handoff. Now Tua. And bringing it in right side here, Beckham. And he's going to get this to about the 20, but that is well short of what he needed. Only able to gain a couple there. And it'll be 4th down. So on 4th down, Dolphin kicker Jason Sanders comes on. Right hash, 37-yard attempt. Sanders' kick is good. And they push the lead up to a touchdown now at 10-3. So a nice kick there as they add 3 to the lead.
And from what I've seen so far, Brandon, I think they've been the better of the 2 teams here in the first half. So even though you want the touchdown, I think that's a nice job there to put 3 points on the board.
And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. New York ready to go again offensively. Just a lone field goal for them so far, trailing 10-3 as they come up 1st and 10. Shotgun now for Rodgers. And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup. From the 32-yard line now, here's 2nd and 6.
Here's Rodgers.
And this one is going to be off the mark, too far out in front.
Well, touch and timing are critical for those types of throws. He put a lot of zip on that one. Needed just a little bit more finesse trying to get it to his back.
And this one is incomplete. The passing game not in sync here early. And now it's 4th down.
They decided the opportunity was there and launched a deep ball, but he was unable to get away from the defender. Couldn't create space, couldn't uncover at the end of the route, and that one winds up incomplete.
Now Hill to return it.
8 yards on the return following a punt of 41.
And they will take over 1st and 10. Of the Dolphins offense, and Tyreek Hill set to take over once more. And he's been a tough guy to contain this year, and his numbers reflect that, as you can see right here.
1st down Miami as they get set to start the drive. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just set.
And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. Tyreek Hill, his second touchdown of the game, giving him 12 on the season. And the Dolphins are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. What a first half he is compiling here. He's already over 100 yards receiving and now 2 touchdowns, CD.
Brandon, you know I don't like to play the game where you start projecting when you're at a certain point. But let's face it, he's off to a tremendous start. So 200 yards, 4 touchdowns. I don't think anything's out of the question right now. He's blowing up coverages. You got to double him every snap. Otherwise, he's going to defeat you on almost every play.
Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Now the Jets offense, they get ready to head back onto the field. See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore himself. He would love to see his offense put together a drive and give his leg a rest.
Encroachment defense.
So step off the 5 yards.
Yeah, partner, you know, defensive end, he wants to get into the offensive backfield. He wants that get off to be as fast as possible. A little too quick on that one.
Here's Rodgers to throw.
He gets that to the longtime Charger. It's Mike Williams.
And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. Now a stoppage here as it looks like we've got a Dolphins shaking up on the play. We'll get an update when we come back to Miami. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. To throw, it's Rodgers.
Wilson's got it on the crossing route.
And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Throwing is Rodgers.
And he couldn't square up to throw there, and it falls incomplete.
Offense was moving it a little bit, had them back on their heels, but they earned a brief pause by forcing the incompletion. That gives them a quick chance to regroup and try and mount a stand before they're backed up even further.
They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up.
Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
And he will have the first before he's brought down right on the chalk of the 20. What can't Aaron Rodgers do? The legwork there getting him the first. Now Rodgers, a free play.
Oh, it's intercepted. A drive killer there.
Picked off by Jalen Ramsey. And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about.
Offside defense.
Well, we looked at each other right when he flinched. We knew that that flag was coming.
Yeah, offsides, easy call. Mark off the 5 and keep it moving.
Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it.
And a stoppage here. We're going to need to take a moment as a Jet was shaken up on that one.
We'll get an update when we come back to Hard Rock Stadium.
Ball at the 14 for 2nd and 5. And from the gun, here's Abanikanda.
And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. They had great starting position to begin the drive, but now they look up at a 3rd and 5. Rodgers now to throw.
This pass out wide to Hall. And the Jets are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
Now a stoppage here as it looks like we've got a Dolphins shaking up on the play. We'll get an update when we come back to Miami. First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Now Rodgers. Incomplete, but a penalty flag is down in the backfield. Let's get the call. A terrible spot for a holding call as they'll try again, but now from further back on first and goal. Operating from the gun, Rodgers. And it's incomplete. Boy, he doesn't drop many like that one. Second down. An incomplete pass on first down. Here's second and goal.
Handoff, running left. Here's Hall.
Only a couple yards there, and that's going to set up a long third and goal.
Sometimes you're aligned perfectly and the play comes to you, and sometimes you got to cover some ground to go make the play, as we just saw there.
We saw a great example of perseverance right there on that play.
Got to be careful. They might want to throw one over his head as this game progresses.
A bad time for a false start penalty as they're backed up now for third and goal. Looking to throw. Rodgers.
That is incomplete.
The Dolphins do the job defensively there, and now it brings up fourth.
Not only did he have a chance to scan the field there, it felt like he had a chance to scan it twice. The protection was that good. Unfortunately for him, the coverage downfield, equally good.
Zerline's kick is up and through. And a second field goal here gets them back within 11 now. It's 17-6.
And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. The home team's offense and their big play wideout getting ready to get back to work. And seemingly every time they've looked his way in this first half, it has resulted in a big play, as borne out by the numbers.
Going to the air, Tagovailoa. He'll get this to his tight end. It's Jonnu Smith. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch, and that'll bring up second down.
Brings up second and 5 at the 31-yard line.
In motion goes the tight end. Now Tua.
Good work on the scamper by Tagovailoa. It's a first down.
Well, here's your first example of how this guy can beat you in more ways than one, because they took away his arm, but he was more than happy to dissect them with his legs for that first down pickup.
Beckham goes in motion left. Looking to pass. Tua.
And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's second down.
It's now second and 10.
Now a play fake. Here's Tagovailoa.
That's swung out to Mostert.
They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming.
He steps out of bounds behind the line of scrimmage.
Throwing now is Tagovailoa. It's caught inside the 25. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. Tyreek Hill with career touchdown number 96. He joins Eric Dickerson on the all-time list, as his guys have opened up a very comfortable lead.
And this is turning out to be something to monitor as this game goes along. That's now 3 touchdown catches for him here in this first half alone.
Sanders on for the extra point. And the lead is up to 18 now. So that drive spanned 5 plays.
And it ends with a touchdown pass to Tyreek Hill. And he's all the way up across the 40 and down at the 42. Great return. Time for another drive here for this Jets offense.
And tough to win games if you're going field goal, field goal, field goal here. They got field goal last time. Now they'll be looking for a touchdown.
They're looking for the big chunk now because, as you noted, the field goal way of doing it makes it that much harder and puts more pressure on every possession for you now. Go ahead and get 6 and feel a lot more comfortable about the position they're in.
Bigger chunks. We'll see if they can get the score. To throw is Rodgers. Got his man. It's Williams. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up. Now Rodgers.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have a Jets first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
A gain of 16 yards. First down, New York.
On 1st and 10, it's Hall.
And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 38-yard line.
Now a play fake. Rodgers. And he's going to lose a yard or 2. Taken down behind the line. It's a loss of a yard, so they'll wind up crediting him with a sack, and it brings up 3rd down. The Jets on 3rd down. They've converted a 1/3 of their opportunities, 3 for 9. This is 3rd and 8. Throwing now is Rodgers. Throw right side, complete to Williams.
And he'll be taken down well before the 1st at about the 36-yard line.
Now a stoppage here as it looks like we've got a Dolphins shaking up on the play. We'll get an update when we come back to Hard Rock Stadium.
Line for the Jets field goal. A 53-yard attempt.
And that is no good. Oh, he missed it just wide of the upright, and the deficit will stay at 3 scores.
Everything looked good. Good snap, good hold. Sometimes, though, the ball just doesn't want to go where you want it. And this one winds up no good.
This offense making its way back out, led by their wide receiver. And it may be time for this defense to start throwing a second defender his way because whatever they've done, it has not worked in this first half. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive.
And they'll be looking to build off of a nice drive last time, a drive that really relied on the quarterback.
Making good decisions, distributing the ball well, distributing it accurately, keeping it away from danger. A really nicely run drive.
But now the defense, what adjustments do they need to make in the passing game?
Pass rush, pass rush, pass rush. Whether it's the guys up front or maybe you bring additional guys, but you've got to disrupt the timing of them throwing the football.
We'll see if they can disrupt it here.
That ball caught by his rookie wideout.
And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. Getting it to him in space pays off big time. That winds up going for 31.
This offense is looking very comfortable here in this first half. Very relaxed, very smooth, very efficient. No wasted motions. Things are definitely going their way, and they continue to move the ball downfield.
Tua sets up to pass it. And that is caught. Touchdown, Miami. Jonnu Smith, his 3rd touchdown now on the year.
And the Dolphins are able to widen their lead here in this first half. So the numbers are starting to pile up here early on. We have yet to reach halftime, yet that is already now 4 touchdown passes.
Sanders now to add the extra point. And they open the lead up now to 25 points. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive.
And it was Jonnu Smith, the big tight end, who capped the drive with a touchdown reception.
Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders.
And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30. Another go-around now for the Jets offense.
And the last time that they were on the field, little demoralizing. Missed field goal. You always feel like you want to get it in the end zone, but then, oh, well, at least we're going to get 3. Didn't go through the goalpost, though.
It does test the mental processes of a team, though, doesn't it? Because when you miss a field goal, it's amazing how fast they want to turn on the guy kicking the ball. But you need to keep his confidence up, because how many times have we seen games where it comes down to a stretch, and guess what? You need that guy to make the big kick for your team to move on or to win a game. Make sure you keep him happy. Make sure you keep him comfortable.
I'm sure you always treated the kicker nicely, though, right?
You know, truthfully, I did.
Good.
I always did, because those guys, they won us a whole lot of games.
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts.
So as they talk it over, we step aside.
From the gun on third down, Rodgers.
Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he is going to have a Jets first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone.
2nd and 10.
Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 40-yard line.
Rodgers to throw once more.
He dumps this one off here to Hall.
And he's out of bounds just before the midfield stripe at the 49. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. Rodgers going to throw. Oh, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going.
Well, how about the coverage we just saw him break out on 3rd down? Dime defense, blanketed the field with extra defensive backs and speed, unable to find an open hole to complete that pass.
They had no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line.
The Dolphins offense and Tua Tagovailoa headed back out onto the field. And he's had things all his way in this first half. The numbers sensational as he'll look to add to them with another drive here.
First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. Tua going to throw. It was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You can never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5.
It's a gain of 5.
Here's Tagovailoa to throw.
Now throw out wide, going to be incomplete.
That might be the 3rd down stop that they needed, because they've had a lot of trouble slowing down this offense in the first half. This might be their opportunity to get off the field.
He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. This will be a 41-yard punt, 3 on the return. And the Jets will take over 1st and 10.
The Jets going to take over now late in this first half. Well, things for them, just to put it bluntly, man, it has been tough sledding here in the first half, facing that big deficit. The clock is dwindling now. Maybe if they can get something on the board here before intermission, they'll have at least a little momentum heading into the second half.
A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. Now it's Rodgers.
That one taken in by Corley.
Now the Jets going to use the 2nd of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in this first half. Here's Rodgers.
He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
Sometimes it's just not your day. There's another failure right there on 3rd down.
Now the veteran Thomas Morstead on to punt it away. Call that a 44-yard punt, 5 on the return. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half.
And they're just going to run it here up the middle. And an anxious moment or two there, but they do get him down. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Here's Tua. And they'll get this on the screen to Mostert. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. And they line up now for what will likely be the last play of the first half. Here's Mostert, toss left side. And this will go as a short gain on what will be the final act of this first half. So we've come to halftime after a very one-sided beginning to this one. As we send you up to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Brandon, we'll get back to you two in a bit. For now, plenty of early game action around the NFL to get you caught up on, so let's get to it. We'll get things started up at Ford Field in Detroit. And as you see, they were winners back on Thursday night. Jared Goff, a strong performance there, over 300 yards passing with 3 touchdowns in the victory. It was a strong first half from the lefty, Tua Tagovailoa. He was nothing short of amazing, throwing 4 touchdown passes to help push his guys out to a sizable halftime lead.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Dolphins in front, and they'll be in possession of the football first as the second half gets started. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. The Dolphins offense and their quarterback headed out for this next possession. And as we show you some of the highlights from earlier, he has been instrumental in getting his guys the lead as he looks to finish strong and close this one out. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. Well, it's hard to imagine the first half going any better for them, CD, and now here as they begin their first series of the second half. I mean, they score here. This one, it's pretty much out of reach.
We honestly might already be at that point, partner, because this team, they were dominant in the first half, continue to be dominant now, and I think they're viewing this as a put-away drive on their way to a lopsided victory.
1st and 10 at the 37-yard line.
They'll look to throw now on first down. And this is going to be incomplete.
His back has been a dependable safety valve all game, so he went back to him when his first read was covered. Just unable to connect, so the play results in no gain.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Tua. It's caught by OBJ. And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards. Here's 3rd and 3. And again, it's Tagovailoa. He's got his target. That's complete. And that's going to be another first down as the tackle made at the Jets' 40. A sizable 16-yard chunk there. The drive continues. Well, those backups on the sideline, they got to be eagerly anticipating the fourth quarter upcoming. Look at the size of the lead, how they're moving the football. This defense really struggling and giving up plays like we just saw.
Yeah, his Stars have certainly done all they've needed to in this one, haven't they? But my question is, will he be able to resist the urge to continue to run things up a bit and get his main guys a few bonus stats before he calls them off the field?
Now a 2nd and 10.
At the 40-yard line.
Tagovailoa working out of the gun. He'll get this into the hands of Mostert. And he gets it down a yard or two shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds. This will be play number 7 on the drive. 3rd and a yard. They fake the handoff. Now Tua. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he is going to have the Dolphins first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
Whatever the discussions were at halftime to try to slow down this offense, it has not worked to this point.
Yeah, I have a vision right now of everything that was discussed at the half just being torn in shreds or being erased off of the Microsoft Surface tablets because none of it is working. They are really locked in on offense.
Holding. Offense.
They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. In motion left is Beckham.
Now a fake on the jet sweep and a give to Mostert.
And he's able to get it to the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. Call it a gain of 12, but of course not a first down due to the previous penalty.
From the 20, here's the 2nd and 8.
Going to the air, Tagovailoa. Over the middle to Beckham. And he's only going to get a yard from the 20 to the 19.
Now 3rd down and 7.
Looking to pass. Tua. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time.
A 36-yard attempt.
The kick by Sanders is good. And the Dolphins will add on to their lead.
Well, they picked up right where they left off in the first half. First drive after the break, they come away with 3 and increase that lead.
Yeah, and you just want to keep building on that lead, don't you? Whether it's 6 points or 3 points, take everything you can get, keep maneuvering, keep adding to it, keep making it difficult for them to come back.
So we take a look at the playoff picture in the AFC as the Jets come back out on offense. And I tell you, 4 weeks still to go, and everything is wide open, and it's fun.
And I know we always talk about, well, if the playoffs were to begin today, and then we kind of go, okay, but they're not. Let's see how it plays out.
Looking right side, and it's intercepted.
Picked up by Jalen Ramsey. And he'll take it across midfield and down to the 48-yard line.
So still no touchdowns allowed by this defense. They get the interception there. CD, they have been rock solid.
And at this point, I think they have to expect that they're going to see some shots taken down the field. And that was almost a desperation throw right there, just kind of hoping something good can happen, a completion, a pass interference. But this was anticipated well, and they came up with the INT.
Dolphins offense returning to the field. And as we look back at how we got here, you'll notice a common theme in these highlights. A lot of yardage through the air. The passing game has been sharp right from the outset. So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. After the turnover, it's Tua. The pressure gets there, and Tua is going to be taken down. Hassan Reddick, credit him with a sack, and it goes as a loss of 6. Boy, every time I see speed like that off the edge, Charles, I just don't know how these offensive linemen do it. I would think that they would get called for holding every play, and maybe they should have been called for holding on that one.
Yeah, maybe not just holding, but sometimes you end up setting back in the offensive backfield a little bit farther to try and help you with the edge. That's a penalty as well. Sometimes you overset, they'll come inside of you. That's what speed does. It disrupts an offense. And right now, you've got to pay attention to this edge rusher on every single down.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Throwing now is Tagovailoa, and that is incomplete.
They certainly had good starting field position on that drive, but couldn't do anything with it after 3 plays. Have to admit that that's a disappointing end to excellent field position. When that drive started, they had 6 points that they were thinking about.
And this one sails out of bounds. I think it'll be inside the 25, and it will. 24-yard line is where they'll spot it. New York set to take the field.
So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, You're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you, and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Paul again.
And he'll grab a gain of 5 out of this up to the 41-yard line.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
To throw, it's Rodgers.
On the throw, led him too much that time. It's incomplete.
Just what they need, a lecture from me, but subpar offense is what helped get them into this spot. And now they're continuing the trend with incompletions. That won't get them out of it if they don't change something soon.
Oh, he shifts past him. Gets through, and now an opening. And they do finally get him at the 12. It's a big play there for the Jets on 3rd down. 47 yards.
Paul ought to give up the middle.
And he's going to work this one down to about the 5. A solid run on 1st down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
Brings up 2nd and 3.
Now Rodgers.
Toward the pylon, but it's incomplete.
Not sure what happened there, but he just didn't get the right read on the coverage that time. Pass wasn't where it needed to be, and that'll send them back to the drawing board.
Here's Rodgers to throw. Touchdown, Jets.
Mike Williams.
A 5-yard touchdown.
And the Jets are able to make some inroads here to that deficit.
I wonder if he changed anything on his play sheet or they just executed better. Because they had 2 previous drives that ended in field goals. Before this one, they finally were able to put into the end zone.
Well, whatever he did, speaking of the offensive coordinator, might be using that formula going forward. It worked there.
Yeah, it worked very well. He and his field general in pretty good sync right now. They're starting to move the ball well.
Zuerlein connects on the extra point, and that'll cut the lead back down to 21. Now after the touchdown, it's Zuerlein. He'll kick it away.
And out a little across the 25 to the 27. The home team's offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And he had it going in the first half, that's for sure. He's really had his way with his secondary. They've been powerless to stop him, and he'll look to keep it rolling right here. On the ground, it's Mostert to start the drive.
Able to break through that initial contact and winds up getting about 3 there. It's 2nd down.
And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up.
We'll get an update when we come back to Miami.
Now Tua. The pressure gets there, and Tua is going to be taken down. Hassan Reddick able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon. So now after the sack, Tua and the Dolphins staring at a 3rd and long.
He'll drop to throw. And this is going to be incomplete.
Good job by this defense, and now playing what they call complementary football. Offense scores a touchdown for them, so they come right out, force what should be a 3-and-out, and keep the momentum squarely on their side.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. Fair catch called for and taken right near the 30-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt, and out will come the offense as they take over.
Rodgers and the Jets now with a 1st and 10
at the 31-yard line. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Wilson's got it complete.
I think as he began this throw, you saw that the area was congested, but he has a lot of confidence in his arm, and he fits that one in there nicely. They pick up the catch, not much yardage afterwards.
And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line.
During that run, an injury here. We got one of those big blockers in some discomfort.
We'll get an update when we come back to Hard Rock Stadium. From the gun on third down, Rodgers.
Throw out wide is incomplete.
Looks like another empty possession offensively. And you're at that point in the game where you can't afford too many more of these. So this is going to require some heavy thinking on the sideline to figure out what they can do to crack this defense.
Now on fourth down, on is the punt team sending this one away. Yeah, that's a 48-yard punt with a coverage holding him to 3 on the return. And it'll be Dolphin football.
The home team's offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more.
First down Miami as they get set to start the drive.
Obviously not the intended goal last drive. They had to punt the football, but still they've got the lead here and now a chance to add on to that lead if they can get points on this drive. 1st and 10 upcoming.
And his play caller does a nice job of giving him an easy throw to start this drive, and he takes advantage of it. The completion sets up a manageable 2nd down.
Tua sets up to pass it. And they will not get the connection there. It's incomplete.
You still hold your breath a little as a defense when Tua gets out of the pocket. You're worried about him scrambling and getting a 1st down. But there, he made the wise call. If there's nothing downfield, just throw it away.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have the Dolphins' 1st down. It's a gain of 6 that time on 3rd and 2.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
32-yard line.
Tua to throw again. And that is incomplete.
Here's 2nd and 10. Tua going to tap this forward on the jet sweep.
Now a stoppage here as it looks like we've got a Dolphin shaken up on the play. We'll get an update when we come back to Miami.
Here comes 3rd and about a foot.
And they'll let their fullback try and push the pile.
And he is going to have the Dolphins' 1st down, maybe by about a yard as they find a way to convert on 3rd and inches.
3rd and inches, just turn around, hand it to the big guy and let him plow forward and pick up a 1st down. A lot of people think that the offensive line, they may almost take the play off because they got a big guy back there pushing forward. I think it actually works in reverse. I think they block harder because they love seeing that guy get the ball because he doesn't touch it very often.
And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll leave him with a 2nd and just a few inches left.
Inches at the Jets' 47-yard line.
Tua going to throw. Short throw to Smith. 3rd catch for him on this drive alone, and it'll give him a 1st down. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front, defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
At the 38-yard line.
They'll send a receiver in motion to the left. They get this to Beckham on the perimeter. 2 yards on the pickup there. And it brings up 3rd and 5 now.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks.
Brings up 3rd and 5.
Now whistles and a flag, and I believe a Dolphin got going a little early.
Full start offense.
Oh, moving from his tight end spot there.
Do you think that perhaps the play call was for him?
Here's Tagovailoa to throw. Open man is Hill. He's got it. And they'll get him down at the 34, and he's going to be short of the first by a few yards. That'll go for a gain of 7, and that'll bring up 4th down. They're going for it. Here's Tua with it. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. The Dolphins can't convert on 4th down. And this long drive is going to wind up yielding nothing.
Now, that's just simply good coaching and excellent technique on that play. You know why?
Why?
Because everyone wants to rush the passer when they want to throw the football, but you're not always going to get there. So what are you taught to do? When the ball's finally thrown, get your hands up in the passing lanes, and they batted that one away.
No, 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 no.
A short throw to Conklin, the tight end.
And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down.
8 yards on the pickup. Brings up 2nd and 2 at the 42-yard line.
And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this 3rd quarter.
You are watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Back now in Miami. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4. Here's Rodgers.
This complete to Corley.
They call his number again. It's his 6th catch and a 1st down.
It's a gain of 6. 1st down, Jets.
Now Rodgers.
That one taken in by Corley.
And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. Another 1st down as they call his number again. He's got 15 yards here. From the gun, it's Rodgers. And he will find his man on the end route, complete. And just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away. And that's going to bring up 2nd down. Rodgers to throw once more. Oh, there's that man again. It's complete. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6.
Here now, 3rd and a yard.
Oh, and the hard count might have got him. This might be a 1st down.
Encroachment defense.
So they jumped on the left side of that line.
And you know when you're at the end spot, you are like in the starting blocks,
Automatic
waiting for the
first
pistol to fire and go, and he jumped a little bit too early.
Maybe a critical mistake at this juncture is now they've got a 1st and 10. They fake the give. Now Rodgers. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
Rodgers now to throw.
Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire.
Rush coming, and he's taken down. And the defense coming through on 3rd down, a loss of 7 to bring up 4th.
Well, partner, you and I will be headed to the airport, but after this game, when it's interview time, someone's going to ask this quarterback what hurt worse, the interceptions or the sacks. His whole day, it's been rough. Barring a miraculous comeback, this offense isn't going to win this game.
Now look out, Rodgers lost the football, and this is picked up by the Dolphins, and his guys will take over at their own 44-yard line.
And with that kind of a deficit, you can't afford to make any kind of mistakes. But it's been pretty symptomatic of what we've seen all game with them, isn't it? Down this big in the fourth quarter.
You'd say an afternoon to forget, absolutely. Tyreek Hill making his way back out towards the huddle. Now, this defense, they wouldn't mind not seeing him again for a while. 3 trips to the end zone. How about that?
I think right now they would happily go to their general manager and say, is there any way you could get a trade for him? Bring him over to our team so we don't have to cover him anymore, because he is really having a heck of a ball game, isn't he?
Boy, he is. I don't know that mid-game trade's going to happen, but and he'll take this into the end zone for a Dolphins touchdown. Tyreek Hill, 56 yards. And the Dolphins look like they're going to get back in the win column as they extend their lead here in this fourth quarter. So that one, his fourth touchdown catch of the game, one behind the all-time record of 5. Sanders on for the extra point. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. Well, the offense wasn't out there for a long time, but they were out there for a good time. One play, and they're able to hit pay dirt.
And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. Another drive coming up for New York's offense. And they have had their problems moving the ball through the air as we take you through some of the action from earlier. This secondary has played about as well as you can. Many times they've left this quarterback with nowhere to go with the football. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up. They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of until they stop him, why not go back to it? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. A big play that time on the catch and run. 39 yards. So now 1st and 10 as they've crossed into Miami territory down at the 31. Rodgers going to throw. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Hall. And he'll go down at the 28. You got the big lead defensively, willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
And his throw's going to be incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
On 3rd down, here's Hall. And this will not get close to the first down marker as he's brought down at the 26. Give him 2 yards on that play, and that's going to bring up a 4th down. Seems pretty obvious defensively a key was stopping the run game. How have they done it so successfully?
To me, it seems that these guys really did a nice job of paying attention during the scouting report meeting. And you know, Brandon, when they do those, they talk about the top plays that these guys like to run. The best runs for the top running back. Those are the ones you focus on and want to take away, and they've done that pretty successfully in this game.
A bit of a jump there, CD. He breaks the line, and that'll be 5 yards.
And you've got to stay more disciplined than that, Brandon. That's just a free gift to the offense.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. They'll run for it. This is Allen. And he gets this down to the 18, good enough for a 1st down.
Well, now after all of this, hang on here because he appears to be shaken up.
We'll get an update when we come back to Hard Rock Stadium. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. To the outside, that's complete to Williams. And a stoppage here. We're going to need to take a moment as a Jet was shaken up on that one. We'll get an update when we come back to Miami.
2nd down and 8.
Throwing is Rodgers.
And that is going to be incomplete as he led him a bit too much.
And a stoppage here. A timeout before this 3rd down play takes place. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. Throwing now is Rodgers. Open man here is Conklin. And he'll be brought down shy of the 1st down marker at the 11. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And that's going to make it 4th down.
I thought they might take a shot down the field, but instead they ran a little drag route there. I think they were hoping he could catch it and run away from the defender. But a really good job keeping the play in front of them, and they force a 4th down.
Now Rodgers got to have this one. And this is going to be intercepted.
And the Dolphins are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20. Well, I guess an interception at this point on 4th down is just as bad as an incomplete pass. Either way, the ball goes over to the other side.
Yeah, it's a tough spot to be in this late in the game, and there's not a whole lot he could do there, and he winds up giving the ball away.
Now we get Tyreek Hill and the rest of the Miami offense back out there.
What a game for him, Charles. 4 touchdowns. Heck, for a lot of guys, that's a good season number.
You're exactly right, and let's face it, we have to stand up and applaud this one, even though we're supposed to be neutral, because this doesn't just happen by accident. This isn't 4 times where the defense just falls down or breaks coverage. He's worked awfully hard, changing routes, changing areas, changing angles, and getting open for touchdowns.
We knew he'd be part of the game plan in a big way, and it has been in a very big way. From the 26, they'll line up on 2nd and 4.
At the 26-yard line.
They'll run the toss to Mostert. And not a whole lot there, maybe a yard to the 27.
Holding. Offense.
Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty. Here's Tua.
Out route to Hill, complete.
Short completion, just 4 yards, and that's going to set up a tough 3rd and 9.
They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first.
Now whistles and a flag, and I believe a Dolphin got going a little early.
False start. Offense.
So the false start certainly doesn't help matters as they'll try again now, 3rd and long. Off of play action, Tagovailoa. Got a man, it's Berrios, complete. And he'll get this to the 23, but that'll be well short of what he needed. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and it'll be 4th down. The Dolphins will send out the punter now as they're forced to kick for the 6th time today. Fair catch signaled for and taken just shy of the 30-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. Rodgers and the Jets now with a 1st and 10.
Right at the 30. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Escaping the... And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack.
So 2 sacks for the rookie. Definitely making an impact here in year 1.
And in a ton of different ways, because rushing the passer, that was supposed to be a skill that he was developing. Looks to me like he's figured it out already.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Rodgers. Got a man over the middle, and it's complete. And he'll be corralled well upfield right around the 40-yard line.
24-yard gain on the play. And the Jets 1st down.
To throw is Rodgers.
A short throw to Conklin, the tight end.
And they'll get to him after a gain of 7 to the 47.
2nd down and 3.
Brings up 2nd and 3 at the 47-yard line.
On play action, now Rodgers.
This throw incomplete, nearly picked off. And with his pedigree, he doesn't drop many of those. But 3rd down coming up.
And 3 yards to go.
Again, they'll throw with Rodgers.
He dumps this one off here to Hall.
So nothing doing there, and that'll bring up 4th down.
Excuse my snarkiness here, but isn't the idea of completing a pass supposed to mean you get downfield and gain yards?
Especially on 3rd down.
Yeah, that one. How about the defense? Figured that one out in a big way. Yeah, they completed it all right and lost yardage.
And he's got enough for the first across midfield to the 48. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th. Now Rodgers. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. Call it a gain of 3 on the play, and it'll be second down.
Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 45-yard line.
Here's Rodgers to throw. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And he's got another first down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 33. 12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another first down. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Rodgers again now.
And check down, complete to Hall.
The completion, but they go in the wrong direction. A loss of yards, and now they're dealing with a 2nd and long. To throw, it's Rodgers.
He finds Wilson.
And he's got another first down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 15-yard line. The Jet passing game in rhythm. They've got another first. Now it's Rodgers. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And it looks like he'll be just a yard shy of the 5 here as he's out at the 6.
First down marker at the 5. It's 2nd and goal.
Brings up 2nd and a yard.
Here's Rodgers. This will be caught at about the 6. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down.
1st and goal, Jets.
Back to throw again. And they're going to get him. They bring him down to the sack back at the 16-yard line. Now a stoppage here as it looks like we've got a Dolphin shaken up on the play. We'll get an update when we come back to Hard Rock Stadium. First down, a bit of a disaster, and now on 2nd and goal, back even further. Now Rodgers. And this is caught. Well, they get one back, picking up the late touchdown here, but still down big.
And yeah, that touchdown counts for their team, but I think it counts more for the fantasy guys, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's just something maybe positive to look at on film, but this one's over, let's be honest.
Yeah, I agree with you totally on that one.
Zerline good with a PAT, and that'll cut the lead back down to 21. That one was an extended drive, 14 plays all told, and it ends with a Jet touchdown. Now after the touchdown, it's Zerline. He'll kick it away.
And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. This offense headed back out, captained, of course, by their quarterback. And he has been masterful so far in leading this offense. He's kept the mistakes to a minimum. He's been on point with his passes, and he's generally been one step ahead of this defense all game long.
And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done.
Holding offense.
Well, penalties don't usually hurt as much as that one does. That is a monster gain wiped out by the flag.
And you and I both know that an offense only gets a couple of those big moments in a normal game. You've got to take advantage of them. When you give one away because of an avoidable penalty, that's a major disadvantage. Just steals away every bit of momentum you just generated with that play.
Charles, a lot of happy faces heading into the tunnel as this one ends, and understandably so. Not only did they get the win, but boy, their offense was on fire in this ball game.
And partner, I have no idea what the top speed is on one of those high-end sports cars. What's the top gear you can get into? This offense, they certainly were there in this one, huh? Everything clicking for them in this contest, the kind of performance that they're going to cherish.
So for the Dolphins, it's a very important win as they move to 9-4 now on the year. And they'll hit the road next week to take on the Houston Texans. Meanwhile, for the Jets, it's a potentially fatal blow to their playoff chances as they drop to 6-7 on the year. And they'll be on the road next week as they get a date with the Jaguars in Jacksonville. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This is the NFL on EA Sports.